Introducing the latest in spinal supplements from the fine folks at Amazing Church Products. Lutheran Backbone Nasal Spray. Do you have problems standing up for yourself? Is it difficult for you to hold your ground when you're in a heated discussion at work, at home, or at school? Do other people try to run you down when you state your opinion or express your point of view? Well, if this is your problem, my friends, you need Amazing Church Products Lutheran Backbone Nasal Spray. Just one little squirt in each nostril right before your anticipated confrontation, and you'll feel the difference immediately. No more backing down. No more taking a back seat to anybody. No more being backed into a corner. You'll stand tall and remain firm. You'll speak your mind and do so without fear. You'll win the hearts and minds of people everywhere. So, when you're in a tight spot and feel the hand of an oppressor putting you in your place, do what Martin Luther did himself. Use Lutheran Backbone Nasal Spray, and someday a church might be named for you. Now available at Colby Pharmacy in Whitehall.
Welcome back. Once again, it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of the most important figures in the history of the last millennium, Dr. Martin Luther. Come on out here. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Oh, shoot, I forgot my coffee mug tonight.
I'll share. I don't have germs.
Okay, that's good. You took some of that nasal spray, too, I bet.
You know, I could use some more of that.
I bet you could, coming up with the conversation we're about to have.
Ooh, is it going to be rough tonight?
I kind of skimmed ahead. It's kind of deep.
Okay.
Well, let's kind of talk to you and ask about some of the important things you learned while you were studying their Bible and teaching classes at the university, and how the church responded.
Well, the most important things I learned, let me think about that for a minute, Sadie. I guess I'd have to say there were three things that were most important above all else.
Okay.
And I used a phrase in Latin, but what it means is grace alone, faith alone, and word alone. So very important. Those things I found to be the most important things in our relationship with God.
Grace alone, faith alone, word alone. That's kind of catchy, but it sounds kind of lonely.
Well, yeah, it didn't catch on with the powers above me very, very much, and Rome got kind of mad. Well, as a matter of fact, they weren't thrilled with anything that I was doing. I was preaching and teaching in those days, and eventually they called me before the Holy Roman Emperor himself and asked me to take back everything that I'd said.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, that.
Well,
yeah, well.
And what was it that you said that they thought was so awful?
Well, they didn't get really mad until I nailed the 95 Theses on the church wall and started to discuss about indulgences and other things. And that was in Wittenberg on October 31st, 1957.
On Halloween with the little kids and trick-or-treating?
Oh, Sadie, we didn't do that back then.
Oh.
You know, it was All Hallowed Eves. It was the day before All Saints' Day. And it was a time for us to remember those that had gone before us. And we were quiet and reflecting our thoughts and stuff. We weren't running around with wild costumes and Spider-Man and stuff like that, trying to scare candy out of old people, you know.
That's just today's game, huh?
Yeah, that's what you guys do now.
Well, so you were saying you nailed this 95 Thesis to the church door?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, tell me about that.
Well, you know, I missed the newsletter. Christina I missed her deadline.
Oh, geez.
And she was just not happy with me, so she wasn't going to type it up. So I wrote it up, and there was no way she was going to hold up the November newsletter just so I could get that in.
Probably not.
No, and so I nailed them to the church door so that everybody could see them.
Well, that sounds like a logical place now, doesn't it?
Oh, the town people thought it was kind of funny. The janitor, he got mad. And then they started secret meetings and asking the church council to prohibit me from nailing anything on the church doors ever again.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a natural reaction, I suppose. But then what did you do?
Well, that's when I invented Post-it notes.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Well, that's a story for next time, Sadie. I don't want to
right.
get
Sounds
into
good,
that.
Luther.
Okay.
Well, now moving along, I understand that it took several years for the authorities to realize the full extent of your teachings and impact you were having on the church. Is that correct?
Where did you get your information, Sadie? From Entertainment Tonight or
E-News, I think.
E-News? Oh, you can't trust those guys either.
All right.
You know, they knew right away that I was going to be trouble, but the church in Rome issued a bull against me.
A bull? Now, what are you talking about? Livestock?
No, it's not the bull stuff we have around here, okay?
Okay, all right.
If you know, back where I come from, a bull was a decree from the church. And they were saying that I was condemned for doing different things, that I was a heretic. Not the first time I've been called a heretic. I mean, just last week I was called a heretic.
Oh, wow.
But I was told that I was given 60 days to change my teachings, or I wouldn't be invited to church dinners at the Vatican anymore.
Including the harvest suppers?
That was getting serious.
Oh, no, very serious.
You bet. That was when, let's see, that was April of 1921, and I was called before the Diet of Worms.
Excuse me now, Dr. Luther. Did you say Diet of Worms? Is that one of those reality TV shows where you eat like cow eyeballs and cow tongue, and then you eat a bowl of worms for dessert, and then they move on to other gross things?
Well, you guys used to eat pizzas with worms on them, okay? So, no. It's certainly not. It has nothing to do with eating. It's a court. It's a court of church law where a person's brought to have judgment against them for what they've said. And the Emperor of Rome himself was going to be there to make the accusations and to hear the case against me and to hear my defense, and he would be the one that would pass judgment.
Well, that sounds awful. So what happened next?
Well, not really too much. They accused me of false teachings, and I told them that I wouldn't and couldn't take anything back. And some people say the Diet of Worms was my finest hour.
Wow.
Well, they said that's when the old monk shined.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Did they do a Dateline episode on it, maybe?
It was pretty special, I tell you that.
Okay.
But in the end, they sent me away with strict orders to stop my teaching and to stop preaching.
Well, and did you?
What? Did I what?
Stop your teaching and preaching.
No, heavens no, of course not.
Oh, good.
However, when everything was put on hold when I was kidnapped and held for my own safety at the Wittenberg castle for several months, Sadie.
Kidnapped?
Kidnapped.
Oh, my goodness. But you sure have led a life on the edge, haven't you?
Well, it's been scary at times. Well, not everybody considered it interesting to be locked up in the tower in an ancient castle. It was cold up there, you know.
Oh, dear.
And I was up there for months on end with no radio, no TV, no newsletter, no Game Boy,
Oh, no.
no smartphone,
No switch?
no switch, no electricity, no nothing.
Wow.
And it was a weird time, Sadie.
Oh, this is getting to be so tiresome. Sitting here month after month with nothing but the birds out my window and these books on my desk. No one to talk to, no one to listen to, no one to share Oli and Lena jokes with. How much longer can I go on? Come in. Oh, please, come in. Oh, it's only you?
Now, Night George, I'm happy to see you. I brought your dinner. More soup, your favorite.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,692 times. My name is Martin. Martin. Can you say that, maid? My name is Martin.
Yes, Knight George, whatever you say. All I know is that I was told to always refer to you as Knight George, and that's exactly what I'm doing. No one will ever find out your true identity from me, whatever that is. Now calm down, Knight George, and eat your soup.
It's Martin. My name is Martin. Someday everybody will know my name.
Yes, I'm sure they will, Knight George. Whatever you say.
I'll be famous. You'll see. The day will come when tens of millions of people all over the world will call themselves by my name.
Yes, I know. The world full of Knight Martinians, Knight Georgians.
No, not Knight Georgians.
Well, what then? Martins? Martinis? Martians? I don't think so.
No, not Martinins, not Martinis, or Martians. Lutherans, Lutherans. The world will be full of Lutherans, and those who aren't Lutherans will wish they were.
My, aren't we thinking highly of ourselves tonight? Now, you need to just calm down there, Knight George, and eat your soup. I'll check back on you later tonight and make sure you're all tucked in. Nighty-night, Knight George.
Oh, what's the use?
Yes, Sadie, it was quite an ordeal being locked up in that castle all by myself during those months. Sometimes I wondered if I'd ever get out of there, if I'd be able to see my beloved Wittenberg once again. But I tried to make it worthwhile. I wrote some hymns.
Okay.
I wrote some pamphlets. I translated the New Testament from Greek into German.
Okay.
I took Greek class with Pastor Greg, you know.
Oh, well, that's very good, I've heard.
And it was during that time that I had a study of celibacy and decided that it was all right for priests and monks to get married. It said nothing about that in the Bible. So, but then again, of course, I had no desire to get married myself in those days, especially after having to put up with that maid for all those months.
No, it sounds terrible.
Well,
I'm surprised you made it through those days, but we sure are glad you did. And didn't you eventually get married?
yeah, I did.
Okay, well, I believe there's a certain young woman named Katie in your future, maybe?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, well, all right then. Well, we'll stop there. Join us again next week, won't you all? And the future holds for Dr. Luther and former nun Katrina von Bora. We'll see you next time. In the meantime, I'm Sadie Curing saying good night.
Good night.